Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Clear Java. Last time we covered static variables and today we will be covering static methods in Java. Alright, so as we can see in our class we have the student class, we still have the grade, we have a number of students, but today I created two methods. One is say hi and the other one is say hello. Both print out a greeting word, and the only difference is the static keyword. That facilitates me to explain you what's the difference between the two. So now let's check how we access it first, right? So just like static variable, this is pretty much a review. We need to create an object, and we use that object to call the instance variable, right? Because that method belongs to that particular object. And then if you want to say hello, because it's a static method, you will have to use the class student to say hello. So that's our first difference. Very, very simple because it's just exactly the same as the static variables. What is not so easy to understand, or what is a bit different from static variable, is our interpretation, right? So for static variable, if you remember, the number of students, there's only one number that represents the number of students. If there's 30, there's 30 students in the class. But if there's 30 students, there's 30 different numbers that tracks 30 different grades. Alex has 100, I have 80, you have 90, Bob has 95. All right, fairly easy to understand. But when I tell you, hey, look, the say hi method belongs to Alex, so there's an instance of say hi for Alex and another instance of say hi for Bob, and then there is only one instance say hello that belongs to the class student. That will make you go crazy. This is not going to work. That's way too confusing. For now, I would say let's not try to tackle it from that direction, right? Because instance methods and static methods have very different memory allocation. And in order to talk about memory allocation, you need to understand what is a stack and what is a heap and all that. So let's not go from that direction. Rather, I want to explain you everything in a very simple way, that is to tell you when you should use a static method and when you should use a private static method even, right? So, well, first of all, let's just quickly check when you should use an instance method, right? But I'm pretty sure you have used an instance method before because that's just the most normal method you use, right? This is super common. You would use things like this, right? It will return you the grade, and Alex has his own grade and Bob has his own grade, and obviously Alex has his own getGrade function or getGrade method, and Bob has his own getGrade method. Fairly simple, not gonna go crazy about it. What if you want to create a static method? Why would you use that? Well, let's see why will we use that. So public static double. Now this time I'm gonna say, hey, what is kg to pound conversion, right? Somehow I need this method to do something, right? I don't know what, but I'm gonna just say, hey, I somehow need this, and obviously I need to pass a number, right, in order for it to return me. If it's 1 kilogram, it's gonna be 2.2 pounds, right? Excellent. So that's how you would use a static method, right? That's a typical usage of static method, is that before I even create any students, I can use this method, right? So I don't need Alex, I don't need Bob, I don't need David, I don't need anyone. I don't need any student object. I can just call kilogram to pound all day, every day, anywhere, right? So if I want to know 10 kilogram is 22 pounds, yeah, call this method. Does it have anything to do with Alex or Bob? No, it has nothing to do with Alex or Bob. It's a static method that you can call. All right, fairly simple. What are some of the other cases? Well, we can also do things like, just like from last time, we can get a number of students in our class. What's the number of students in a class? Well, return the number of students in the class. Since the number of students is a static variable, we can always return it. right? So it does not matter if Alex is created or Bob is created. We can always access from the outside. The outside is always curious and they want to know, hey, what's the number of student? Okay, there you go. Get number of student, returns it. It's a static method. That's another use of static method. So at this point, it should be pretty clear when you should use a public static method. The problem comes in when you have something called private static, right? A private static method, when would you use that, right? Like kilogram, 2 pound, yeah, easy to understand. I want to access from the outside, so I would make it static so people have access to it. But why would you ever protect a method, prevent access from the outside? Well, here's why. So a private static in, and this time I'm gonna have something called a secret conversion. And here, for illustration purpose, I'm going to make it 1, right? So it returns an integer, it's a secret conversion, and I'm just going to return 1. It could perform very complicated, secretive computations. All right, so, okay, I can't use it outside, so where do I use it? Well, check this. I can just do secret conversion, right? Turns out the secret conversion method is a method that I must use in order for my kg to pound to work. If that's the case in your program, that is the most solid case where you can use a private static method. All right, so that's for private static method. What are some other uses? Well, there's also methods such as initialization, right? If there's fixed procedure that you have to do every time you create a new student, that is fixed, right? It doesn't matter if it's Alex or Bob, they all get the same initialization process. Then you would use a private static method. Why? Because you don't want the outside to know how your student is initialized exactly. That's why it's private. And why it's static? Well, it's static because every student goes through the same initialization process. Makes perfect sense. And what are some of the other usages? Well, they're also private static methods are also used in some design patterns, such as factory methods and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into those, but if interested, you can go ahead and check those design patterns. But for now, I hope everything is clear. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, comment below the video. I'm more than glad to listen to them and adjust to your needs. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time.